Somebody asked about how to do 2003 number 1b. We're finding the area of the region S. And first of all, you're allowed to use this piece of information that they gave you in Part A. They gave you in Part A that the point of tangency is at x equals 3. Actually, we know more than that. We know that the y-coordinate, if we plug in 3 for an input here, we know that the y-coordinate is 9. So even if you're not able to prove Part A, you can always use Part A in a future part of the test. That's kind of handy information to know in general for the College Board. I taught you that to find the area between two curves, you subtract the taller curve minus the shorter curve. But this particular situation, there is a taller curve and a shorter curve for a while, and then there's not anymore. There's a taller curve and then there's a triangle. So we're going to do taller curve minus shorter curve as one way of solving this problem, and then we're going to do a triangle for the other part of it. So I need to figure out what is the x-coordinate here. So that's when my function 4x squared minus x cubed is equal to 0. If I factor that, I get x squared times 4 minus x. So that would be at x equals 0, which is this point. I don't want that. But also x equals 4, and that's the one I'm looking for. So this point right here is 4, 0. The other point I'm interested in, well, I need to know where are we on the line when we're at when we're at x equals 4. So if I plug 4 into my line, I get 18 minus 3 times 4, or 18 minus 12, which is 6. So this point here is 4, 6, which also makes sense because our slope is negative 3. And then this point here where our line is equal to 0, so if I do 18 minus 3x equals 0, I get that x is equal to 6. So this point is at 6, 0. Okay, so then what I can do is I can do the integral from 3 to 4 of the line, because that's taller, so 18 minus 3x minus the cubic. Make sure you are subtracting that entire cubic. And that's going to give me this area here. And then I'm going to need to find the area of this triangle. So the area of that triangle would be 1/2 base times height. The base would be 2, and the height would be 6. So 1/2 times 2 times 6 would be that area. This is not the only way to find the area of x, but this way would work. So here's one method. The other way I saw to find the area of x, and I'll do this in a different pen, the other way I saw to do the area of x is to see this big triangle here, which has a base of 3 and a height of 9, and then subtract away this area. So take that big triangle minus just the integral of the cubic. So I would be going then from 3 to 4 of just the cubic is the other way I would do this. I'm not going to do the integration, partly because number 1 questions are always calculator active, so you could do that integration by hand, but partly because I trust that you can do the integration of a polynomial. Hope this helps. Thank you so much.